just want to be able to bring up the chat. So I can see everybody. And if you hear a lot of noise, it's because that's my children. Oh, why do I have picture-in-picture right now? That's kind of weird. Okay. Well. Oh my gosh. I don't want picture-in-picture right now. Remove. Okay. Hi, by the way. Okay, there we go. So now that'll switch, and that'll be there, and that'll go there. Okay, I'm just gonna go back to this one. 2 seconds, everybody. Sorry, just got home from my son's soccer game, and you know what? While this is loading, I'm just gonna put the cameras where they need to go, because you're gonna want to see what I'm working on today. Ooh. Okay, just got to bring up the chat. We are on the top level tonight, and we're going to do some work up there. And I'll show you what I've been working on and what I will work on, etc. etc. And you'll have the utmost pleasure watching me take all these little individual pins out, because I glued down cork earlier on, so there's that. So I got to take all those pins out, and I just need to change the thumbnail because that one's gross. Well, it's not really gross, it's just I need the Third Rail Thursday one because it's Third Rail Thursday. There we go. Okay. Good. And now that that is done, I just need to open up the stream so I can chat freely with all of those who would like to chat. So I will do that right now. Again, super sorry that I'm running a little bit behind tonight. What's the web address for YouTube? Shoot, I don't know. Alrighty, so it's just going to load. Okay, good, good. And I'm just waiting on the chat here to load. Hopefully everyone is doing well. We got Third Rail Thursday on the go right now. In the summertime, as it is, my oldest son, he has soccer. So basically it's from 7 till 8. So depending on where we're located, we're at a different park. Like, I think I made it home in 10-15 minutes or so, only because I hit every single green light on the way. So that's the extent of it right there. Okay, so we've got the chat. We got the chat. Everything's good. Okay. Trackside Mike gets the cookie. Hello, Wigwag, and Kevin, and Luca, and Dwight Curley. How's it going, everybody? How's it going? Mr. Brian Ferguson. Yes, yeah, we, crisis averted. I did not get sucked up in a tornado. However, there is no place like home. Because that's where my layout is. So, there's that. No, I don't want to update my computer. Thanks. Mark? Yeah, how's the oxygen level up there on the 3rd level? How's it going, Mom and Son? Brad's Trains, Train Man, John, Scott Rails, how's it going? Papa John. Lots of Johns here tonight. If your name's John, hello. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at what we will be working on tonight. And I can do this just by standing up here on my ladder, because I need a ladder for this. I know, kind of sad, right? When you're this short. Whatever. Okay, so way back there. This is mainline. This is mainline right here. You guys know this section, right? With the bridge and the other bridge, and it goes across the non-water that's not there yet. We've got a branch line that I've started that comes right off of the main. And if you guys saw my update video, you'll have seen that I have a branch line that goes all the way across and up the wall, and it'll come across over to right here, this area here. This is where I'm going to have my chocolate factory, possibly, something like that. But over here, ethanol and ethanol-based products. I just picked this up. This is the new fueling station from Walthers. However, I'm customizing it. So, first off, I'm not a huge fan of how they did this because nothing locks together. I had to use a special kind of glue to weld every single piece. So it's like this, and this. So that basically I had to do that 4 times. Now you could do it 3 wide or you could do it 2 wide and then however long. I didn't get enough pieces to really go all out, but that's what 45 bucks will get you. And to make sure that it stayed a little bit more, strong, I used, what is that? It's like a cardstock or something. And I just used some white glue and I glued it to the cardstock. Painted it. It's not done yet, but that's where it's going to go. And then I need to get one more of these. And what I'm basically doing here is I'm going to center that. And I'm going to put another one there. And then this is my loading. I know sometimes it's loading and unloading, but this is just strictly loading. So we're loading from here onto here, and then they exit stage left. But I'm still going to have 3 tracks. I've got cork here for 3 tracks that come in. So this one here, and then this one is going to go down the side. And I don't know how far down it's going to go, but we'll see later. So I've got a number of switches in this area alone that are going to, that I'm going to be working with here. I started somewhat of by the way, I ran out of pins. These are like all my pins. So I'm going to have, this track is going to go into there, and basically all my cylindricals go in through here. They empty. It goes up the grain elevator and it's stored in here. I'm going to have some more storage here, and then it just goes down the line, and that's your process. That's the easiest way. I felt like I could do it here and distribute the buildings, taking up the area, and then having the tracks come in. I'm also going to have a track come off of here, just another siding that is going to go right down the side of this, right down there. And it's just for storage. just storage. So that will be something I do later. Yeah. So, but today I'm going to do some track work in this general area, and you'll get to see me do that firsthand. James, how's it going, James? And my co-trains. What's going on, guys? Yeah. I also have food because yeah, I ate like once today, so if you hear me eating throughout the stream, that's why. Yuck. Hey Tim, how's it going? Okay, so I gotta take this so that I can see and make sure that you guys can see everything that's going on with the cameras. Ugh. All right, so we're gonna kind of post that right there. Okay, so I'm not near my computer screen, so I won't be able to see if anybody's asking me any amazing questions, unfortunately. But I'll go back and I'll read through. So if I do miss anybody, or if I have missed anybody, hello, and I'm sorry. One thing I also did, and I can show you this here. This was squared off before. And I have a lot of extra pieces that are like this. So I put it in the corner and I have it rounded. It'll look really nice because it's not square. Also, I needed a bit of extra land for this track here. But once the fascia's on there, it'll make this look really, really nice here. Just thought I'd, say that. Little things like that make a big difference. And just in case you're wondering, these little needles here, they're sewing, they're for sewing. I think I either got them from Walmart or the dollar store. They came in a little plastic thing like this, but I purchased 2 of these and I just put them all in one because I think there's about 100 in one. And yes, they do break, they bend. I have a bunch where because it's a little bluish turquoise ball on the end. There's a bunch I've had where the ball just falls off. So you go through them, right? But it was like, $2. So and I've had them since my last layout. And you can tell that I use them a lot because of the amount of cork that I put down. But, yeah. Also, I use wood glue because technically this is plywood here, and the cork holds really, really well with the wood glue. I don't have to use a lot. It spreads real easy. And I can get a big bottle and it goes a long way. I wouldn't say it's super expensive, but it's this stuff. Might as well just show you. There we go. It's Lepage or Lepage, whatever you want to call it. And that big bottle there probably cost me about, I want to say $8. I can't remember. But it seems like I've been doing a refill of everything lately because you run out of stuff, right? So I ran out of cork, I ran out of track, I ran out of glue. So I've just been refilling everything. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this track too. The track that I'm using, or I should say the switches that I'm using, it's all reused. So I originally had it down on my bottom level there where my yard is. And, well, you guys know I changed all that, right? So with that, and I'll just kind of show you here. So basically I cleaned up the ends. Certain areas I had to replace ties and whatnot just to make sure that everything was good. I put all my little connectors, my rail joiners on the ends there. So yeah, now this is gonna go down here just like this. And I've got another one. This is number 7. Now I ended up adding pieces on both ends of this number 7 here, and those are already soldered on there, so it's going to make a big curve. But I'm basically going to do something like this, and that's going to go like that, and then this will all connect. And then I just got to throw my ground throws on here. I don't have the ground throws yet, but I will do that at some point, I'm sure. Yeah, and then I've got another switch up there, but I haven't cleaned or done anything with that one yet. I'm hoping to get possibly the 3 tracks in, and then go from there, I guess. Yeah, why not? So I think we'll start up here, because this would probably be the best area to work. And we'll start there. Just gonna move that a little bit closer. And I'll probably need a couple more tools. Alrighty. Oops. So in case you don't know, we do this thing every Thursday. We like to call it Third Rail Thursday. And between myself, M&M Rails, and Tim from They Make It Like That, we go live every Thursday. And it's normally Tim is the first week. I'm the second week. Mark is the third week. And then we've got GV After Dark and Keeping Track on the last Thursday of the month. And it's always a good time, never a dull moment. Unless you don't like trains, then it might be a very dull moment for you. Okay. So this will be fun because I've got a bit of a reach here that I need to do. Now, in most cases, I like to solder on a straight, so I don't really have any issues with this, but this might be a bit of a pain here, because this whole section I feel is like really curved. Do I know if this is good? Shoot, I don't know. Well, we'll find out, right? I just need my rail joiners. Hey, Model Railway Fan 38, how's it going? And Kevin, I'm not sure if I said hi to you yet, so hi. So if you guys don't already know, I use Pico code 83 in everything. Pico code 83 switches, Pico code 83 flex, and then the rail joiners. I don't think they're Pico. I don't know what brand these are. They might be Pico, and if that's the case, cool. But they are code 83. And I hope this works because I don't like struggling. Okay. And sorry if my hand's in the way. I'm just trying to get these rail joiners on here. Oh, okay. Maybe not. Where's my new track? And if it seems like I'm talking to myself, it's only because there's no one else here, except for you guys, but I can't hear you guys. Okay, so I'm just gonna see if I can test fit this. Yeah, it's gonna be tight regardless, but it's the only thing I don't like about code 83 are it's the joiners and how small they are. See, now it's too far. Gotta get my needle nose. So this will be fun when it's done, though, because this is a whole other... There we go. This is a whole other industry to play around with. Obviously, more tracks, more storage for sure. And I'm going to need the storage with all the tank cars that are coming out, and I just acquired a few more, so that's good too. And this will be a great storage place from all my grain cars that I already have. I have a lot of cylindrical grain hoppers, and yeah, there's a lot of them. Sure beats taking them off the layout, you know, to make room for other stuff. Yeah, that goes on way easier. So on an area like this where, I mean, it's clean, the rails are good too, but I will loosen up the rail joiner a little bit with a clean piece of flex, right? So I cut the end like that, I put the rail joiner on, and I kind of like loosen it a little bit. If that makes sense. Okay, and of course I didn't bring the solder. I've got a burger here too. I should really eat my burger before it's cold. Yeah, it's quite the debacle between, code 83 and code 100. Like, I always did code 100 because that's what I grew up with. And that's what I was used to. And that's what I knew. And it wasn't until I went to the Ottawa, the Ottawa Train Club, and they were using Pico code 100. And I was like, oh, dang, that looks so real, or more realistic. So, on one of my layouts after that, I can't even remember which layout it was at that point. I'm like, okay, well, on my next layout, I'm going to use code 83 Pico. And for the most part, I'm pretty happy with it. The switches are kind of hit and miss. I find that certain things will jump the frog sometimes. So I don't know. And I think that it mostly has to do with the flanges. So with the flange, the bigger the rail, the less you have to kind of worry about. And I think that's why on my next layout, and I want you guys to hold me to it because, I'm very much like, okay, so this is what I'm going to do. And then when that time comes, I'm like, nah. So I need you guys to kind of kick my butt with this and say, look, you said you were going to do this. You should really do this because you'll regret it if you don't. On my next layout, knock on wood, right? I do want to use code 100 on the main line, and then code 83 on my sidings and industries. That's really the route that I want to take. That's how I see this going in the future, and it's something that I want to be held accountable for, because I said I was going to do that prior to building this, and I'm like, no, I'm just going to build it, because if I don't just build it, then it'll never get built. So there's that. Also, I need a new pair of snips. These ones are still good, but they're not great. I mean, they're good in the traditional sense where, yes, they work, but I mean, they're wearing out, if you can imagine, having them for so long and whatnot. I think, who got me these? Bubs got me these, I think. I want to say Bubs. Okay. The next piece. So I'm just gonna file these down a little bit here. I don't know how well you can see this or me doing this, but maybe I gotta raise it up a bit. Okay, that's better. But yeah, I really think that I would appreciate Code 100 on my main line more, especially because I bank my curves, and when the train goes around the curve, you just want it to look like it's higher up, you know? And then, of course, with the ballast as well, like, it'll help. But I knew that this wouldn't be a forever layout. Just forever enough that I'd get pretty far and, you know, learn some new skills. Got to do the water. I wanted to do water on my last layout, but I didn't get to. This layout has trees on it. I've never been there before, where I could add trees. So there's a few milestones with it. Okay, I'm gonna push this on here. So I figured this year I do the ethanol plant and all this side of it, like track and wiring and stuff. I mean, I'll probably be done before Christmas. I kind of want this all done before the guys come out in September, because I got a few guys coming out here in September. Come on. So I gotta make sure that, you know, a lot of this is good, right? Let's see if that did it. Perfect. Of course, I'm going to have to glue a lot of this down too, but I'm going to leave the gluing until the very end because I got to make sure that everything as far as... Oh yeah, that doesn't go there. Not yet. Oh, I already have things on the end of this. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life? Okay, so I'll take those off. And I will use those somewhere else. But at least I know it's even. Voila. Okay, and what I can do to kind of test this out before I do anything crazy, like solder it in place, I'm gonna have to like clean these tracks really good. Pretty excited about that. All right. So I'm gonna get that out of the way. I should put a weight on that so that it does not move. And we're going to do this. See, there's no way I would have been able to do this cork work with you guys watching, because that would have been painful for both you and myself. So you're welcome. But you know, it's part of the job here. Another thing that I can see being really painful is watching me do wiring. Wiring would be brutal. You guys would be like shaking your heads at me like, what is this guy doing? Okay. And I'm really sorry if my hand gets in the way. Unless the camera itself was like strapped to my forehead, you probably wouldn't get a good view of this. And I don't really have that option yet. Okay. Do we like it? Well, I know I gotta fix something here, because that was, I heard a bump of some sort. It's probably nothing to worry about. Okay, let's just do an overview here. Can we see this? Yeah. Come back a bit. Okay, so branch line comes in. When you go this way, when you take this route over here, this goes all the way to the chocolate factory. This is a mental note from Mark for later on when he's like, how do you get to the chocolate factory anyways? I got to get me some of that chocolate. Well, sir, you take this route here, and you don't stop until you hit Hershey. But this way here, this is the entrance. This is the main part of the ethanol here. So, actually, you know what? I'm probably not even going to do Hershey. There's a big company in Canada that makes ice cream, and it's called Chapman's. Chapman's Ice Cream, known right across Canada. I don't know if the U.S. guys get Chapman or not, but yeah, it's Canadian. So so that's what I was probably going to do as far as you know, industry wise, just in case you're wondering. And then for anything else, I don't know. Oh, I know that Walthers is making the refrigerated cars, so I'm pretty happy about that too. Because they have some that are Citigroup, and the Citigroup would be the ones that I would go with for my, you know, stuff. You know what? I could probably cut it right there. So this would be fun. So I'm just gonna cut some more track here, and then I'm gonna have to cut back the ties. And of course, save all your ties. I can't stress that enough. That's probably like first day, you know? You learn that on the first day. When you're, well, if you're using FlexTrack anyways, you don't really have to do that if you're using the other stuff. But yeah, always save your ties, and then you add them after. Sorry. Oh yeah, I should have gotten my burger. That's right. I'm starving. Can I do this in a way where it's comfortable for me? Okay, here we go. This will work. Ooh. I think I need my big file for this. Yeah, let me grab my big file and my burger. I just hope I don't eat the file and then use the burger to sand it down. Hey Anthony, how's it going? That's true, yeah, you can make little piles and whatnot. If you got gondolas, you can make little loads in your gondolas as well. And you know, I just realized one of my new tank cars this year. I want to show you this. I know I said I wouldn't, but then I did. So, yeah. So, I'll tell you more about, you know, the whole process later, but this is a Scale Trains rivet counter tank car, DPRX. I'm using it for my ethanol, and I got it 50% off. I like that there's roller bearing caps, because when the wheels turn, so do the caps. So I'm going to sit you back there, and hopefully you don't get damaged. Where's my, oh yeah, file, right here, okay. Nice, so that kind of works. Kinda works. And then that will just turn like that. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna solder that before that moves, and then I regret that real quick. Solder. How does it look? Good, good. Bad. Kind of okay. And I'm going to be putting ground throws on all these. I've got a switch machine for that one. Whoops, I almost touched that. That's really hot. I've got a switch machine connected for that one back there. But the rest of these, because it's industry, it's all ground throw. So, and also I can't reach those. Those two, I can't reach those. So, yeah, less is more in that case. So ground throw, ground throw, ground throw. Should be good. Let's see here. Okay, good. I think I should pin a lot of this in place too, so that it doesn't move. That's right, I'm using the same pins that I used to put down the cork to hold track in place. Oh my gosh, so many uses. Stick around and I'll put one of these pins through my burger into the wall. That way it'll stick. No, I won't do that. That'd be gross. All the more reason to do it. No, I won't. Unless you want me. No, I'm just joking. Okay, so that's fun. I think that should be good. And I'll do another two over here, right where track number 3 is going to go. Okay, that's good. Okay, I'm going to just check the chat real quick, see what you guys are saying. Ugh. The hobby is definitely not cheap, but there are workarounds. I try to find cheaper alternatives to everything. And I don't even like using the word cheap. I like less expensive or frugal. You know, these words are more acceptable, I guess. That's a big part of why I got the 50% off on those tank cars. They said that they were defective. And I only found one thing wrong with both of them, because I have two. I fixed it within like a matter of seconds. So, you know, it's one of those one man's loss is another man's gain, I guess. But not really a loss to them, because they still sold all the... I think they sold out of the operator, so I had to go with the rivet counter. But either way, it was still 50% off. Hey, Randall. Randall got some Class 1 Model Works containers. Neat. That tank car that you see there on the screen is Scale Trains. Nope, that's a Scale Trains. I'll show you a Walthers in a second, because I love my new Walthers tank car. Oh, it's easy to go broke. Absolutely. Because a lot of cool stuff comes out at once. That's why I limit the road names that I run. Because if I had such a more broader mix of road names, I'd for sure be past broke. What's past broke? I'd be like broke squared. I probably saw the new Athearn cars. Probably. Just because I make a point of seeing all these things and remembering all these things. Hey, Anthony Dodge. How's it going? Tweet. I don't know what that means. Okay, here's a Walthers. I'll show you a Walthers right now. This is the new Walthers. Ugh. And I know it's kind of dark up here, so you're going to have to forgive me for that. I'm still working on that. Okay. This here is the new Walthers. I love the color of this one. It is amazing. And I think they're about 55 Canadian. Or is it 50? Between 50 and 55. But yeah, such a nice one. I'm going to get another one of these. Even James keeps saying that I talked him into it. I don't even remember talking him into it. I think he just likes it too. He sees what I see. So he's going to get a couple of those. And then this is the Scale Trains rivet counter. I got 2 of those. So even though it was 50% off, so you got to remember, so 50% off of whatever the price was, because I still don't even know how much it was. 50% off, and then you have to convert it to Canadian, and you have to add tax, and then shipping, and then there was an import fee. So it came out to about $65 each, which, I mean, I didn't order these. Bubs ordered these. He ordered some for me, and he ordered some for Mike as well. And then, yeah. But he used a quicker version of shipping. I guess he didn't realize that he should just get the the quicker, or not the quicker shipping, but like the standard shipping, so that it would take longer and be cheaper. Now, as far as the issue, and I've only found one issue, and it was the same issue with both cars. So there is, or was, a piece, I think it's like this here. So it's a part of the walkway comes out this way, but it wasn't attached right there. So this was like loose, and you could pull that right out. So I glued it and I tacked it right there, and it took 2 seconds and it was good. So there's nothing else wrong with it. Nothing I can see anyways, but very happy with it. Again, I don't normally get Scale Trains because no one around here that I'd be willing to do business with sells Scale Trains. So that's mostly why. Okay, so now I'm going to connect 2 pieces of track together, 2 pieces of flex, and I'm going to attach it together. I'm going to attach them together, and then I'm going to Actually, you know what? Can I go around this whole bend without... No, I'm just going to attach them together. It's probably easier. This is part of that, you know, soldering on a straight thing that I was telling you about. Or at least why I solder on a straight. It's always better to solder on a straight and then flex the whole thing right around the corner once it's attached. I usually take off 3 ties on the connecting end on both sides. Save those ties as we were talking about earlier. And I don't even know if you can see this. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, so I take off those 3 ties. And I took off 3 ties on this one here. These are, I'm doing this on a whole straightaway here, and it's a fairly flat surface for the most part, I think. I think it's flat. And what I do is I solder them. And this is exactly how I did, for the most part anyways, how I did my Helix. Because I would connect like 2 or 3 pieces of flex track, solder them, and then I'd wrap them right around, because I soldered them on a straight, and then, come on, don't be stupid. Okay, here we go. That's it. I'm getting Kato Unitrack. When you've had enough of the flex track. Where's the center of that one? I don't like that. There we go. Okay, that's good. So now that they're both flat, that's pretty good. I'm just gonna solder them. I don't even know if you can see. Yeah, you can see. Okay, good. By the way, I plan on adding lighting up here, kind of like what I did with my other 2 levels. Only the whole thing doesn't need lighting like everywhere else. So it's not going to be as much lighting. It's mostly just for the side areas here that, like the ethanol. Remember, only solder on the outside, guys. That's another day 1 tip. I'll give you all the obvious information. So just solder on the outside and it'll never ruin your trains or your track, I should say. Hoping not to break anything here. And it's times like this I wish I had an extra set of hands. Gosh, wouldn't that be nice? Why are you being a pain right now? Okay, one's in. I know some guys are gonna say, well, why don't you leave a gap, this and that. Again, this is just how I do it. You know, I'm sure there's other ways. I cut gaps later. Like when I do, what's it called? Blocks. I've cut some whatchamacallits for that. But okay, so I just want to see if that looks straight or not. Okay, that looks okay there. And of course I'm going to grab a few more pins and just kind of tack this in place so that doesn't move. And then I'm going to move that back so I don't solder my camera. And as for power here, I'm not going to be storing locomotives on these tracks, so I don't have to worry about separating them or putting whatever the insulated rail joiners on there. Worst case scenario, I'll just cut one of the rails later and then just gap it, you know. So I'm going to give that a minute. We're going to see about flexing this right around, because right now this is the track. It's like a roller coaster. You go, yeah, that's why I got to be careful, right? Because it's like this. I should probably move all this, but I don't feel like it. So if I break something, that's on me. It's on yours truly. But yeah, check this out. I got, you know, a lot of this where I want it to be. And I'm pretty excited. So now we're just kind of working through this, trying to get all of this done. Okay. So you'll see, is that, do we know if that's good? It'll be fine. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of turn, and it's, of course, it's going to do this sneaky snake thing where it kind of goes the opposite direction to which I need it to turn, and then I get mad at it, and now it's stuck. Uh-oh. Okay, okay. Get off of that. Oh my God. Why? Okay. So it's just being centered here over this, and then I'm going to bring that into there like that. And then, really? You got to go there? Okay, that's fine. For the most part, not terrible. So I'm going to end up having to take all the ties out of here. So just to kind of show you. So we've got... And then when it gets to like here, I got to take the ties out because the rails, there's little things here that the rails sit on. But I want to weather and, you know, I want to do some yellow safety striping. And of course I need to add, you know, these things on top of here as well. So, you know, I got to do all this with this before I can glue this down. But if I can get the rest of this down and just kind of work at it here, then we should be good, right? Should, keyword. So I think we'll do that again because that was fun. And cut there and there. That's another thing that people do. They offset their rails. So I'll show you what I mean in a second once this thing cooperates. Okay, so the best way I can explain it, if you take a look at these two pieces, pretend that's a rail and that's a rail. This rail would have to obviously be longer in order for that to make sense, and that's one piece. So see how this one's way shorter and then this one's way longer? You do the same thing with the rails that you're connecting with. That way you're not like this. I'm not sure what the actual reason for doing that is, and I know someone in the chat will obviously put that in there. But I cut mine parallel, just like this, and then I solder on a straight, and then I flex it the rest of the way. That's just the way I do it. Again, could be right, could be wrong. It works for me, so I have no complaints. But you know, there's like 100 ways to do things, right? So that's just how I do it. Again, saving the ties that I cut off. I gotta move this back before I fall off. Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put lights on the top. I just gotta order them. Chris doesn't always know best. Chris knows what Chris knows, and I'm never going to tell you something I don't know. This ain't a fake it till you make it situation. This is a just do it, get it done. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. See, I can't move my thing here because there's no room, so I literally move the rail and it's still smooth. See, it's smooth now. The whole thing's soldered on there anyways, so it's I'd like to think I've learned a thing or two over the years. We all make mistakes. This is why they put erasers on the top of pencils, so that you can correct your mistakes. Just try not to make an expensive mistake, because expensive mistakes suck. That's often why I worry about like weathering a car, or doing a graffiti on a car, because a locomotive, right? I'm still yet to do that. I'm still yet to weather or whatever with a locomotive, because it would just be such an expensive mistake if I did. I can't get past that. All right, I gotta loosen this up a bit. So I figure if I weather 100 cars, that's at least 100 hours. And at that point, I should be able to say, okay, well, I'm either okay at it, decent at it, comfortable with it, take a chance. And then, go from there. But until I get through, 100 cars of weathering or whatever, then I'm okay with not weathering up any of my locomotives. I'm not going to be first in line to want to weather any of my locomotives. A lot of my passenger stuff, the Via LRC cars, when you see them in real life now, they're dirty. It looks like none of them have been washed ever. But that's not the look I like. I like the clean, crisp, just freshly washed at the depot kind of passenger car. Same thing with my Go equipment. Because for some reason, the white that's on those Go cars is such a clean and pristine white. It's almost too white. But still, gotta do what you gotta do. So I've been doing a lot of the the graffiti and whatnot on my auto racks, because that's practice for the big game, because those cars are I don't know, what, $70 to $100, I think, a car. And I'm not including tax. The tax man can sit this one out. But, they're not cheap. They're not inexpensive, as I like to say. Sorry, I was way too focused on that. All good, though. I got this thing. Oh, and if anybody's wondering where my flux is, it's in the center of the thingy here. So when I put that on here, Yeah, it's a what is it, a resin core or something like that. I forget what they call it. Flux core. So keeping in mind, we'll be over on Mark's channel next week, where he'll be making a helix for his layout, and that'll be fun. He's going to have me on the phone coaching him through the whole thing, because I can't yell through text. So this is pretty cool so far. I got to show you this. So I've got 2 tracks. I came all the way from back there in. There's 2 switches here. Added a curved number 7 right here, which definitely needs to be glued down. And then we've got 2 flex, and then I've got another flex here. And I'm right there. I'm literally right there. I'm almost at the end. But that's okay, because none of this is going to get glued yet anyways. But yeah, that's how far I am with that. So that's cool. I'm very excited. And it's almost time for these tank cars to move on in here. They needed a home. They needed a place to go where they, can sit at the top of the layout, and I can worry that they're going to fall all the way down. Because look, this is how far they would fall. All the way down there. Nah, they'll be fine. It's not too close to the edge, is it? Ah, they'll be fine. And even if they're not, right? Like, things are just stuff anyways. That'll be my slogan for 2024. Things are just stuff. I'm going to save that one. I'm going to get a sticker made. Because, Mini Print says, don't sweat the small stuff, right? Well, things are just stuff. I'm going to get a sticker made. So I'm just pinning this in place for now, just to kind of look at it. And if you guys are wondering about my spacing too, because spacing I find is very, very important. For the most part, most of this spacing, like what you'll see right here on like track center, I think it was, what did I do? I did 3.5 inches in. Where's my ruler? 3.5 or nope, sorry, 2.5. 2.5, and then I did 2 3/4. Yeah, and then there's 2 3/4 on that track center as well. Okay, so yeah, not bad. I mean, the curve here, I can't even tell you what angle that is, but it's not a huge curve. Nothing's gonna rub in this area, so yeah, I don't have to worry about that stuff. Okay, so we're gonna bring in another one here, and this one sucks because it's gonna go right up the building, and I don't want it to. I should have just moved the building. But with that, I'm not just moving the building, I'm moving the entire footprint. Oops. Okay, now I gotta cut. I normally talk about things that are upcoming as well, or coming up. Just to kind of fill in the sounds. Instead of having to listen to me talk about nothingness, I can tell you about stuff. Okay, well, this Sunday, Mike and I are doing something on the brunch build. We won't be building something. We are going to be weathering and graffitiing some cars. So he's going to join me for that. They're very specific cars because he has the same cars as me. The guy has good taste. What can I say? So we're going to be doing some of the same cars. I'm not going to tell you what cars because you got to tune in for that. But I'm going to try to replicate the real car. So I've got a car, I have the number of the car, and I found a picture of the actual car, and I'm going to copy the weathering, or try to at least do an identical kind of thing with it. So that'll be fun. I don't know what his plan is, but he always does a good job, so I'm excited for that. Okay, why is that not moving? There we go. Now I got to double check with Mark because we might have a special episode of GVO After Dark at the end of the month. Not going to mention what it is yet because if for some reason we can't, then I don't want to disappoint, but it's a long overdue episode that I think will be great. And you guys like when we do specials, right? I think you do. I did a whole cylindrical hopper show before, just to showing off cylindrical hoppers and different manufacturers of cylindrical hoppers. We have done Rapido shows where we show off just Rapido product and all the things that you can get or that you could have got from Rapido. We did a Bowser show. We did a boxcar show. I love boxcars. So you know that was one of my favorites. I actually did a special on keeping track, and I've been going back through my keeping tracks and putting the name of the content in the description or in the name of it, so that things are easier to find. But I did a episode of Keeping Track where I put side by side different manufacturers of auto racks. The only one that I didn't have, which a lot of people requested, was Scale Trains. And no regrets, but you know, it happens. Can't have them all, you know. But I had a lot of the other big players, so not too worried. There was let's see, what else? What other show did we do that was like? Did we do an Athearn show? I think we did an Athearn show as well, but Athearn has like so much product that it's like, you know. I think we did a Via Rail show where we showed off a whole bunch of different Via. And I think I did an Ontario Northland show as well, where I showed off a whole bunch of different Ontario Northland models that you could get, or that I had. But yeah, these are the specials that I like doing, because you get to see a little bit of everything. You get to see some new product, you get to see some old product. I wonder if I should just solder another piece onto the end of that. Nah. This one would probably go on here, to be honest. I don't like removing the ties from the rails. Unless you're gluing it to something, then it's like, I feel like it almost becomes janky at that point. Fill her up. So this here can hold 3 and 3, so about six cars. But I can fit way more in front, and I'm not sure how far back I'm going yet. I haven't really decided. Really? I have 4 pieces left? Huh. Overkill. Guess I can start doing that one then. But yeah, this whole facility here should be pretty good, because it'll be able to hold all the tank cars when I'm not using them, and also it's good for a place. The to and the from, they got, things are always going somewhere. Hey John, how's it going? And Wade? Hopefully everyone's doing well. I'm just checking the chat here. Angela Crawford, how's it going? And Ed, hey Ed, how's it going? Well, I've got a whole ethanol plant here, so this is going to be part of my ethanol plant. That's what I've been working on here the last little bit, because it's the top level, and I'm trying to finally finalize things for the top level of the layout. I started down here, and I added some switches and whatnot. All this was, I corked everything today, like literally today. And as we're coming in off the branch line here, you know, you'll obviously come into some switches, right? And these will split. This one here goes into the grain facility here. That'll drop off all the grain. And then there's going to be a siding beside it for empties. I haven't added that yet. But we've got all 3 tracks here that are going to come into here. And it's right at the edge of the layout. Yes, I know, the edge, but I'd rather it be at the front where I can reach it. And I'm going to have a little tank farm back there. And this is my whole, you know, ethanol thing that I got going on here. And then I got to still fill in all this too. Great. But yeah, getting this branch line that's back here. So I added this branch line, and it literally goes around and it goes up the wall. And then it's going to cut across, and I'm going to show you guys where this goes. Ooh. Okay. So originally, you can kind of hopefully that didn't turn the computer off. Oh, it totally did. Okay, well, I totally tripped over my cord and it unplugged the computer. So I'm just gonna head into here for a minute. See if we can do this. Yeah, it gives a bit more light, but obviously I gotta add lighting up here for all this. Originally, I was gonna have a track come in like this, cross over this here, and obviously because I've got the tracks that come up here, I was gonna go over this and come along here and then cut across again here. But I've since obviously changed my mind, because that means I'd have to put in 2 bridge, you know, figure out what goes here and how this is going to go. So I decided I'm going to leave this alone. What's that sound? Give me a second. Oh, you know what? Might just be water going through the pipes. So yeah, so instead, I have it coming up this. It comes up right along the wall there. And what it's going to do is it's going to come across here. And it's going to connect right here, or here-ish. And it's just going to go around this way, and then into that general area over there. So it only bridges over once, and it's just right here. This is where it will bridge over. makes it, you know, less is more, right? Because as if having 3 levels was less. Regardless, I'm trying to cut back. I'm going to show you. So just a couple of things here. So this was the kit. Stepped on a cat toy. So this is the kit here that I'm using for my ethanol building, or my whatever it's called, the facility. Yes, it's normally a diesel fueling facility, but I don't like these lamp posts because they don't even light up. So I've got a bunch of lamp posts that, you know, I don't even need because they don't light up. So I'm going to put the Woodland Scenics lights in there instead, which will be way better. Then, of course, instead of using these fueling racks and all that, I've got the other ones, the ones where you literally walk across and fill tank cars instead. So, yeah, it's very modular. And you can kind of see here, you know, that's just how they build it. You get enough pieces to do this full rectangle. I didn't like that though. I wanted to do my own kind of thing. So that's why I did my own. I think it's about $45 for that. And these showed up the other day too. So I was showing you over here the bridge. So that's the bridge that I'm using. It's the 70-foot single track deck girder bridge. And of course I've got the single abutment, but you get 2 abutments in there. 2 abutment for the price of 1. And yeah, so that'll be good. That's what I'm planning on using there. So, you know, I got to build those and everything. That'll be fun. I like building bridges, as you can tell, because I have a whole bunch of bridges on the layout that I like to build, or that I have built, I should say. Wow, it's after 10. Okay. Yeah, I guess I started a half hour later than me. Let me double check here. Now again, Mark is live next Thursday for Third Rail Thursday. It's his week, next week. So if you're not busy at 8 o'clock, and he actually starts at 8 o'clock, unlike myself, where it's kind of a roll of the dice, only because of the soccer thing, right? But yeah, it'll go back to normal once September hits, so 1 more month of it, and then I'll be back to the regularly scheduled program. Three levels is less than 4. I think I'm at about 5 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I got about 5 levels. Bub031, Wade is looking for a place around Ottawa to get trains. What scale are you looking for? Because there's 2 places. Larkspur line trains, that's about 45 minutes from me. So a little over an hour outside of Ottawa. And then there's a shop right downtown Ottawa called Hobby House, where, yes, they do have model train stuff, but they also have, model ships, planes, I don't know, probably the Millennium Falcon as well, if you really want to build a model of the Millennium Falcon. But yeah, I'm planning on running all of the trains in daylight, but your layout looks very impressive. Thank you. Thanks, Bradley. I want to do it so that, because I do have lights on a lot of my things, and I'll show you an example. So this building right here, basically I've got lights on there. There's lights on the inside. You can kind of see. But would these lights be on during the day? No. But I can dim my lights, like my overhead lights, and turn on the, building lights, and my entire downtown lights up as well. It's not lit up right now. But what I can do is I can turn off certain lights or dim them, and then almost do a nighttime running or evening running. And just kind of incorporate that into a running session, because that'd be fun, right? Because trains don't just run during the day, they run at night and whatnot. But if you like to see what you're doing, it's always important to have really good lighting. I'm hoping to do a freelance layout of the NBSR short line with the Irving Refinery. I'm using the tank car loading facility. That's cool. Bubs put up Larkspur in Merrickville, Hobby House on Montreal Road, and Hobby Center just off Hunt Club. I'm not sure how much Hobby Center has. Like, if I had to put them in like some sort of order, I'd say go Merrickville first, then Hobby House, then Hobby Center. That would be my recommendation. I just think that no, I don't want to update. Larkspur has weird hours, so depending on when you're in town. All right. Well, I know there's a bunch of people that did check out, so thanks for watching, thanks for stopping by and whatnot. If you're looking for some decent jersey barriers, Mini Prints does some jersey barriers, and yeah, get a bunch. I'm just planning on some magnesium chloride and or liquid fertilizer for the farmer's green pasture. That'd be cool. Hopefully I'm good. I know I have to plug my phone in because it's at like 10% now. Because somebody forgot to plug in their phone today. Oh, what a mess. I think that once my kids are back in school, there'll be less stress, and there'll be, don't allow. There'll be more of a consistent, there'll be more, of a focus on everything else. Mostly lately it's been family and doing all the family things and, doing all that stuff, right? My kids are still young, and my youngest, actually, he just turned 7 on Tuesday. So, they're getting big, but we're always doing stuff as a family, so we're always out and about and whatnot. So, I've been going to Hobby House since I moved to Ottawa in 1980. They know me there. Nice. Yeah, Hobby House is pretty good. I was literally there today because that's where I got my track and the cork from. Unless I'm buying a full box, which if I buy a full box, then I'll just order it and have it shipped. But if I'm like, I only got about 8 pieces and like 5 pieces of cork. Yeah, about that. You know, it's not much. So we ran out there this morning, made it home safe just in time before the tornado. And then we were all down here, and I was working in the back room there, and the kids were on their computers doing stuff. So we were all safe down here in the training room while there was tornadoes about. Code 83. Pico Code 83. But yeah, busy, super busy. The track is good. I think that I just got to drop some glue on it, and then put some weights, and then it'll be good. But everything's tacked down. I'll show you guys one last time before I let you guys go, because I'm tired. It's been a long life. At this point, it's been a minute. But okay, so just one last look here. I hope everything is good. I just gotta glue it all. So came in off the main there, which is great. Making some leeway. Keeping in mind, trains go under here too, right? So I've got, this is all main line down here, cuts across, and it goes behind there, and it comes all the way up to here. And then that's when, sorry about the moving camera, that's when it cuts back and then goes down that way. But when you come off this, you've got all this industry track here. And I think that's about 3, 6, it's gonna be about, this track here is about 7 feet long. I don't think I'm gonna go too far past the concrete there. So I've got that, and then this one here is a good 3, 4, 5 or 6 feet on this one. And then this one here is a good 3, 4, 5, 6 as well. I can only assume on the back there. And I've just got some very minuscule track work to do in this area here, and I got to run track into there and a siding up the side of that. So I'm not done. In no way am I done. But I think for tonight, I think that's it. I think that's the most I'm going to get down and get done. Even for these switches here, like I need to add the little hand throws as well. So I got to put down the little piece of cork for that, and then I got to obviously buy the hand throws. And I usually use the Caboose Industry hand throws. And then I can start dropping feeders and whatnot. I don't think that it will require a lot of feeders, maybe just like 1, 2, 3. And then in here, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe about 7 feeders. And if I really need to, down at the end there again on the 3. So, but I wanted to try to keep it, you know, out here, opposed to it being, you know, under here. I don't want to work with wire under here unless it's the lights for this thing. So we'll see what happens. I'd like to add lights and whatnot to all this too. When will I add lights? I don't know. Yeah. Oh, I even got this painted white, and I got the ladders going up the side. I just got to do some detail work on that as well. And then obviously I got to paint this, and I got to get one more of these because I want this to be 3 long. So I need another one of those, and then I'll have to paint that. I weathered this, not crazy about it, but it is what it is. And then I need 2 storage bins for in here. Just more grain storage, as it were. And then I can get a backdrop, put the backdrop in, because I need a backdrop. And yeah, lots of things to do. Lots and lots of things to do. Yes. So what I'm hoping, and I'm very on the fence about it as well, what I really hope for is the Rapido GP9 set. So I'd have, 2 A units and then a slug, or whatever they call them, the mother unit and the baby unit, the calf, or something like that. Oh yeah, I wanted to get the GP9 set for that. Kind of on the fence though, so we'll see. Other than that, I've got lots of GP40s, GP38s, stuff like that. I don't think I'll have a designated, like with a name to it and everything. I'll probably just keep to either ONR, CN. I even like the FURX unit that Atlas just did. Wouldn't be a bad idea, because it does look nice. It's it's I forget what type of switcher it is, but it's a burgundy with the black trucks. It's really nice. I think they're about like $250 or something like that. That runs local to Ontario Southland, I think it was Southern Ontario somewhere. And I know it's a little far from the Northland and all that stuff, but I like the look of it. And I've got another FURX as well, First Union. So who knows? We were talking about this before. It's a very expensive hobby, so I kind of have to pick and choose, certain things. What do I like more than others? And what do I need versus what do I want? Because I want everything, but I don't need everything. Waiting for the new Gevos to come in from Intermountain. The Via charger, the Siemens charger from Bachmann, that's supposed to be in within a month or two. So that's going to be a good chunk of change as well. So you never know. And then the M420s that just came out. I have one from the first run and I love it. Love it, love it. It's probably one of the best pulling locomotives. It can pull so much. And you guys have seen my layout. It's not a flat layout. There's grades and curves and everything. It has a little bit of everything. And it pulls for days. So I kind of want a second one because they travel well in pairs, as it were. So who knows? But yeah. Yeah, the one that's in Cardinal. I saw some videos of it, actually. It was doing some just local work. But yeah, it's burgundy, red. I don't know. It's like a reddish color. With the gray FURX, I believe, on the side. There was 2 different ones. There's one with silver trucks, and then there's one with black trucks. I prefer the black trucks. I think that the silver trucks only really look good on BC rail units. Maybe that's just me. I'm sorry. I'm not even a huge fan of like the silver trucks. But if I had to get that unit, I'd get the black trucks. But yeah. Yeah. Other than that, guys, it's 10:30. That means it's at least 4 hours past my bedtime. No, everything's cool. I just did some work on the layout. We'll probably do some train running or something at some point as well, So stay tuned for that, because I used to do that a lot on Wednesdays, but of course with the kids being home, my wife works, so I can't really leave them unattended for long periods of time, right? Like, you know how it is. If you have kids, you know how it is. And I got 2 boys, so they're a handful. I should just put Landon to work, get him ballasting everything here, right? Hey, Greg, how's it going? And Derek, how's it going? Thanks for joining. We're actually just wrapping stuff up, as it were. You guys are great for hanging out every Thursday. Last week we had Tim. Next week we have Mark, and then we've got GVO After Dark with Keeping Track at the end of the month. So stick around for that because that'll be fun. And yeah, everybody, you have yourselves a great night. Stay safe. Stay out of the tornadoes, and we'll see you real soon.